Okay, so today we get two long invasions back to back here. Um, and they're both kind of themed the same way. Like, this is what happens when you try to be nice to what seems like a solo host. So I get this guy here, I see him, he's got a twin blade, I switch over so we can have a twin blade off. Um, when I first came in, it looked like he lost his phantom, so we're gonna have ourselves a good fight here. Now, as I was saying before, a lot of times people are overly critical of invaders for being scummy or not giving anybody a chance, having no honor, etc., whatever. And this invasion here is a good example or both of these are good examples of why we sometimes tend to be ruthless. Because when you try to give someone the benefit of a doubt, and then all of a sudden what you thought was going to be a good, clean, happy little duel between you and someone else turns out to be, some kind of gank waggle fest where they're trying to taunt you. And now all of a sudden it's not so fun. So I got this guy. We had the first bit of the fight. He healed. I waited for him to heal until I did. Same thing happened. And so now we get this out. And I had swapped off my shield because I wanted to try to get some parries with a offhand curved sword. Just try to get some style points or whatever. And not so much with the twin blade here, but when I'm using the great axe or something else, it's good to have a quick offhand option to fall back to. So I figured it'd be nice to slap on a parry tool, but it doesn't come to fruition. Anyways, a blue shows up. I think I'm gonna, alright, maybe now he'll let me duel the blue, or maybe it'll be a 2v1, whatever. But they just kind of up and run away, and I don't know what's going on. And next thing I know, he resummons his boy, and now 1v1 goes to 2v1, and now it's a full-on gank fest. So we try to get the fight going here. My boy tries to get the duck in R1 with the axe for some reason, and I realize immediately this is a bad spot to be in. And the host, who was cool, is now shooting arrows while his two boys are trying to gank me, and it's not a cool situation at all. So we decide it's time to set up for an ambush. The blue apparently didn't like that I didn't stand there and get blended by three people, so he up and quit on them. And now that I get a little bit of the high ground, it's time to hit him with a rot pot and make this serious. It's no more Mr. Nice Guy at this point. And yeah, these guys are a prime example of why most of the time us invaders tend to be ruthless sons of bitches instead of, trying to honor duel people and then getting ganked. So we hit him with the rot pot, then we hit him with the frost pot. He's nice and vulnerable. Tried to get the roll and backstab on this guy, but my timing was off, and I just eat that big Ash of War. And unfortunately for him, I stood my ground, a little bit of PvE in the axe. We take him out. Now I'm healed back up. I don't have much in the way of healing, so I got to run back up here, catch up with this guy, and now I decide it's time to, we're going to embarrass him a little bit. So we're going to pull out the old Blood Flame Prelate charge because I find it funny, and, there's not much more to it. Now that our homeboy here is all alone, and I don't want to have a fun little duel with him anymore, he just goes and dies real quick because he can't fight without his boys around. You saw twice he was almost dead to the twin blade when we were going 1v1. He got his boys, they couldn't handle it, and now he's gone. So you are the problem, sir. It's not the invaders, it's your attitude towards invaders. Don't act like you want a fun little fight, and then when you start getting beat, all of a sudden need to call in the troops. Because that's going to turn into making more salty gankers out there, and then we're not going to have fun little fights. Now, this one, I actually thought this guy was the host, because I wasn't paying attention to the names, and usually it'll be the Phantom that comes in first. So we're having ourselves a nice little duel here. The other guy's chilling in the background. If I paid attention to the weapons, I probably would have noticed that, well, I guess this guy's got, like, you know, the mask on that you don't get until into the Frost Giant Mountains, whatever. And, anyways, I'm trying to have a fun little fight with him. The guy goes over and stands in front of his buddy, and because he gets hit when I'm trying to have a fight with him, now all of a sudden he's mad. And he must be very crazy because he's parry spamming flails. He is the parry master. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But I try to finish him off with the flower because I find it very funny when I get those hits. But he just ends up succumbing to the poison. And that's all she wrote. And now it's me and the host. And just because I killed off your buddy who's worth like 17,000 runes, so I don't know, that puts him in what, like the 200 level range, something like that. We're at level 70, so, or at least I am. Who knows what the host is? But you know, we try to have a fun little fight to finish it off. And again, I let my better sense of, I don't know if you want to call it fairness or sportsmanship, whatever. I mean, I'm already fighting him with a flail, so I don't know how much more sporting I can get. But you'll see here, as we fight a little bit, you know, he's being a little tentative, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been trying to work on the roll catches with the flail, which actually, it's not bad at roll catching. Even though it's not great at a lot of things, it's got just enough, like, speed and length that it can be an effective roll catch. But anyways, we're trying to track this guy down, and he walks over here, and he pisses off the magic invisible giant trolls, whatever these things are called. So now, instead of just me and him, he's got the giant to worry about too. Where is it here? Yeah, he backs into him, and now the giant's angry. So we've had a decent enough fight, and in my head at the moment, what I'm thinking is, when it was just me and him fighting, he didn't really want to seem to make it a 2v1 earlier. He wanted to just kind of have the fight, and then his buddy stepped in, and he didn't do too much when I was killing his buddy. So I was like, all right, he's a honor bro. I'll give him a chance. And now I figure I'll mix up the weapons a little bit, because why not? And you'll see he wants to have a nice little duel until he starts losing. And of course, you know, fall back to sad, scared host mentality, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna resummon his buddy. And yeah, I don't know. Just at that point, I was, I don't want to say flabbergasted, because it happens so often, but, you know, when you get someone who looks like they're looking to fight, you're already at the grace. There's no reason not to just finish it off. And I didn't even realize he had done it at first. But I swap over to this great katana. I don't really use it much, and for whatever reason, it does not speak to me. The only thing I really like about this weapon, which is something I don't ever see anybody play around with, is if you use the invisible weapon magic spell on it and then do the overhead stance, you get like the dumbest looking animation you'll ever see. And I don't know, maybe I'll throw it in another video, or I'll do it if I'm trying to mess with hosts or something, but this isn't the time or place. But yeah, if you want to see something stupid, slap on the invisible weapon spell and pull out the overhead stance. It is quite dumb. But anyways, we got Parry Master back, and since I know he wants to parry, and he already tried it once on the jumping attack, so I figure I'll bust the flail out again, because he doesn't know. And if he does know, maybe he's smartened up. I'm not entirely sure. But I ran out of my blue juice, and you'll see here, once I get a little bit of space, I go to drink it. But I had apparently already drank my blue juice, so I think he thinks I'm out of heals or something, even though he didn't do any damage. You know, his boy didn't seem to do too much other than resummon. But yeah, right there I run out of the blue juice. So, you know, I go the wah, wah. I got nothing to drink. So now he's getting cocky. Even though he's poisoned at half-life and already died once, You know, now he thinks it's time to start taunting. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do. And I don't know how that Ash of War didn't hit me. It's the weirdest Ash of War. But, I mean, the dude's got great spears and great, you know, poking swords, all that stuff. He's got just the most annoying build. But there he goes again. More parries, more parries. But instead, you die, and we'll give you a little snap because it couldn't be any easier. So now we're up like 30 grand in runes. Not that runes matter at all. And the host is back on his bike. He's out of here. He doesn't want to fight. You know, maybe he thinks he can resummon again or find someone else up there. Maybe he's trying to put on the blue. But at this point, I've had enough of him. So I'll give him the disrespect rock pot to the face. And if I had more time, I kind of wish in hindsight I had thrown the you can't heal things, the Albinoric pot, and made it so he couldn't heal up. But unfortunately, we just end up murdering him in 2 hits. But yeah, you know, you gotta take it seriously and put these guys in their place. Anyways, thanks for watching. Later.